With open source intelligence brought to you by Pentester Academy. My name is Jamal bin Lakwala and I will be your host for this fun and exciting course. In this video, we're going to be doing our first lab and we will be creating our fake or puppet profile to gather intelligence. So I hope you're ready to have some fun, and this one will be longer than the other videos. So before we start, I hope you remember Robin. You remember Robin. She was that attractive, edgy cybersecurity analyst. And she got dates and job offers and even referrals and stuff. And she didn't exist. She was a clever social engineering experiment and was presented at Black Hat. The link to the Black Hat paper is available there, as you can see again. If you haven't read it, I do recommend it. It is useful and it'll give you insights in what could have been done differently and what was successful. And I do recommend you read that because we will be building our own fake profile today. Also want to talk about something I call Secret Agent Man. And start with, we're going to look at a job posting posted below. Just because this particular job posting has a top secret level clearance and uses certain keywords which are pretty nice, which we may wind up using when we're building our profile. Additionally, I also want to refer to a group called Transparency Toolkit, and they are well known for their LinkedIn crawler. And it's found by an individual named MC McGrath. And this crawler is very unique because it automates the process of collecting information from security type and NSA and secret type profiles. And the interesting thing about these profiles is even if they don't specifically say certain things, they mention certain keywords like Signet or Humanit and different project names, and you'll see people saying, I'm an expert in signals intelligence and I've worked on this project, or familiar with these pieces of software. And it lets you build up a certain skill set or gives you an idea of the skill set some of these people have and what projects they tend to work on and what groups, departments, all kinds of interesting stuff. So this crawler automates this stuff and also looks at people also viewed lists. So very cool tool. I do recommend you see it. It can be interesting when you're trying to find targets who you want to connect with, and also when you're trying to build your own profile. So we will be going through and building our own fake profile. In this exercise, we will use a picture from one of the fake dating profiles. I haven't forgotten about that. I will show you two of the fake dating profiles. We will search for the picture through TinEye to validate that it doesn't show up there. And we will build a realistic profile. We will also join groups that are believable for someone in this in the area we're trying to be. We'll send invites to open networkers. And remember, a more believable profile with a more believable story is more easily accepted. And we will create a new email address for this. Now, I've just created the email address. I encourage you to do the same. But it's newly created. You'll get to see it. And like I said, I've just created that. And yeah, you will need to do the same. We will create a Pinterest profile. I have not created this, or the LinkedIn profile. We will do both. And we will use information that is possible and probable, but it's not easily verifiable. The goal of the exercise, the end goal here, is to make a believable cybersecurity or cyber threat analyst profile that connects with different people for intelligence gathering purposes. Now, as we go through the profile, here's a mini checklist I want you to think about. Does the work history and positions and person's age seem to make sense? if the age and the work history you're saying seems seems off, or it seems like a younger, or it seems like you'd be too young to do those things, that could be a red flag. Another thing you want to consider is the job progression. If you suddenly jump from being a project manager to senior vice president, that may not be all that believable. Or if you suddenly jump from being a tech support guy to executive vice president, something might not be right there. I'm not saying it's not possible, but it's not necessarily the easiest. And we'll also look at, again, did you do a reverse image lookup? So think tonight. And did you do a Google search on this person? Find out if someone else has got the same thing. And now we'll go on to actually building our profile. So stay tuned. So before we really start building the profile, I want to talk about the two fake dating profiles we talked about. So first of all, the tool I used is WinHTTrack, HTTrack. The Windows version is called WinHTTrack, and I had mentioned that earlier. This is a really useful tool. I do encourage you to download a copy. It lets you download copies off the pages you're browsing, right down to the images, the JavaScript, everything. And it also lets you resume partial downloads. So I'm not going to resume a download, but just so you can see what it's like, it lets you go in here, find your saved profile, click next, and it lets you continue on. It lets you continue your interrupted download. The other thing it lets you do is actually browse your saved sites. And you simply go down to browse sites. And it'll take you basically to this page here. And there you go. And it takes you to the same page I had there. List of available projects. And you'll see I've got two fake profiles here, which I've downloaded. And we will look at both of these. So as you can see, HTTrack is relatively easy to use. It is free to download. I do recommend this. It is very cool. And it'll make your life a lot easier when you need to make copies of the pages you're seeing. So there are two specific profiles I want you to see here. Fake profile 1 and 2. And just bear with me. Right. And this is the first fake profile I want you to see. Look at the name, Paige Nicholson. Yeah, seems like a believable name. Look at the headline, hello guys, type something. Look at the age, one picture. Look at everything there. Seems interesting, seems like an interesting person. And look at the About Me section. Now, again, I want you to look at what this person's looking for, the age, what they say they're looking for. I want you to see the way the name is written out, and I want you to see the headline. Also look at everything else here. Non-smoker, city, ethnicity, education, all that sort of stuff. And the reason I want you to see all of this is because this is the other fake profile. And it'll load here in a second. And look at the way the name is spelled out, same way. First name, last name, number. Look at the first 3 or 4 words here. This one, I couldn't download the picture. But look at what else it tells us. Same thing, non-smoker. The age is different. Everything else is the same. The city is different. Everything here is identical. The About Me section is a little bit different. Now, if you're still not convinced that there's something off here, and these, sure, I suppose Paige Nicholson could be real. Unlikely, but it could be. But something else to help you guys see this is, since they both seem to use the same basic stuff over here, we're going to do a Google search for this. And you will see there's another profile like this, which has exactly the same base profile, which tells you that there was some sort of script or something else being made that follows the same basic pattern here. Anyways, so we've seen these 2 fake profiles that look remarkably similar. And just to make things interesting, we're going to look at Paige Nicholson and Toronto. So we can see there is a Paige Nicholson from Toronto, probably a few, but there is one. And she seems to be fairly well known, but most importantly, it is not the same person. This Paige Nicholson is into motorbikes and motocross, and she apparently races. But this Paige Nicholson, while attractive, is not the brunette there, and that's important. So we know it's not this person. We will do one more search, and that is we're going to use TinEye to look up Paige Nicholson. So we're going to just minimize this for now. And we will go to TinEye. Wonderful. So this is TinEye, and we're now going to look at that picture and see if we find any hits for this. And as soon as it loads here, now you can also search for specific words and get hits that way, but in this case we are not looking for something like that. We're looking for a specific image. So I saved that profile picture here, my desktop, and we're not going to look for it. And as you can see, there were no hits for this, and it looked through about 15 billion images and couldn't find any hits for this, which is good because now we're going to use this. And you guys will see, I had mentioned that I had created an email address for my fake profile. I use Gmail just because it doesn't require a phone. While if you try using the Microsoft or Outlook.com, it does require a phone for authentication purposes. This just requires another email address. So I decided to go with Gmail for this exercise. And I named my profile Melissa Bradthorn. No reason why, I just felt that was a name that worked. Let's take a look and see if there are any Melissa Bradthorns. Now, I wouldn't be surprised to find hits for this. Oh, good enough. It doesn't look like there are too many Melissa Bradthorns, which is great. So, I'm Melissa Bradthorn. And here we go. We're going to take a look. Let's see what we have here. Gmail. And what does this have to tell us? Yay, welcome to Gmail, Melissa. That's nice. So as you can tell, this is a brand new account. It's fresh, there's nothing else there. It was just created. My time here is 9 to 5. This was created at 8:25. So we have a brand new clean account. We're going to use this for all our other accounts. And we're going to know the name and stuff, because this is key here. So Melissa Bradthorn is now going to come alive on LinkedIn. Wonderful. So we're just gonna go with this, and for some reason this misspelled it, but that's okay. Here we go. Thorn. So what's your spelling? And Melissa just joined LinkedIn. Sure, why not? No, we don't want to do that. But let's go with this. So, no, we're not a student. We're gonna call ourselves... Let's see. Good. We're not part of Raytheon. Cyber threat analyst at Raytheon. Okay, we're gonna go with saying update my industry. What else do we do? Yes, let's get on with that. So while it continues to do this, we're just going to go to deny because I don't want to do this right now. That's fine. Yes. Wonderful. So now that it's sent as an email, we're going to validate this and go back in here. Here we go. Yes, Melissa is going to confirm the email address. Okay, that's great. Alright, so let's go back in here. And we're going to click X. Skip. Actually, let's go back there for a second. That's alright. So, let's see. Who do we want here? Which big leaders? Yes, we'll take that. Why not? Yes, we definitely want that. Sure. Let's see who else we've got here in terms of influencers. Why not? And we will go with the following influencers. No, I don't want to do this. So, we now have Melissa Bradthorn, a cyber threat analyst at Raytheon. Let's see what else Melissa can do, who she can connect with. And we're gonna like this. We're going to also build up other stuff here. We're going to go to, let's see, companies. Well, yeah, we're gonna like this. Let's see, we also like this thing. We're gonna like this. So we are now a defense analyst or a cyber threat analyst at a defense company. Oh, good. Well, we know a little bit. Let's see what else we can build up here. So we're now going to go to people you may know. Let's take a look. Oh, maybe not people you may know, but let's find people. So I decided to also look for people who are well known, who might we can try and connect to, and preferably and let's see if any of them will connect here. Well, before we do that, it would probably help to add Melissa's picture, wouldn't it? So let's give Melissa her picture. So we're going to choose the picture. And here we go. So let's see what LinkedIn can do. So we're going to modify this just so. Wonderful. And you remember what I mentioned about that the job profile, the one with the top secret intelligence? Well, here's that job profile. And here are the terms we're talking about: Signet, Comnet, Systems Engineer, Information Technology, and it tells us all kinds of things. Must have a top secret level clearance. So, let's see what else we can put here. We're going to put Signet, Comment, and see what else we can do here. Change this. To somewhere in the US. So we're going to go to the United States. And it's probably going to be at the top, isn't it? So we're going to make sure we're not in Canada. Wonderful. United States. And let's go back here. This is for Virginia. Alexandra. So we're going to go in here and we're going to look up zip code for Alexandra. So let's find a couple of zip codes and we will go with that. And let's see, we're going to go with Mount Vernon 22121. So 22121. And even better, it tells us we can be in the Washington, D.C. Let's go with Mount Vernon, Virginia for now. Okay. Let's try that. This is not going to let me change it. Okay, let's take a look. For some reason. Okay. Alright, let's leave this the way it is for now. We'll change it later. Okay. So let's start adding this. Sure. We're gonna call ourselves, gonna add more stuff in here. Why not? Let's see. We're gonna also say what else can we say Melissa has as a cyber threat analyst at Intelligence? So we've added a handful of skills. Let's save this here. What else? What school did we go to? Okay. We are going to say we went to we're not okay. We're going to say we went to Michigan State. Why not? And Melissa had a Bachelor of So before we do that, let's take a look at Raytheon and see Raytheon. See if there are any specific schools that Raytheon's tied into. And we're also going to look. See what else we've got. Meanwhile, while we're doing that, we're going to add a few more things in here. Okay, what else can we add? Add field of study. Oh, good. It even gives us the field of study we're looking for right here. No, we're not going to go with that. We're going to go with and we're going to give ourselves a bachelor's in this one. So, Melissa has a bachelor's in cyber, computer forensics, and counterterrorism. Interesting. Okay. We're going to save this. What else can we give ourselves here? We're going to add another position. And we are gonna say Department of National Defense. Intern. We're gonna save this. Fine, we got us here. Jan 2000. And okay, so we're gonna say Jan 2002 to Feb we're gonna also add a couple more things here to make this semi-believable. Let's see. We're gonna skip this. We're gonna skip this. We're going to make this. Okay, so we're gonna say we graduated in let's see, 2003, 2007. Actually, yes, we're gonna say we have Haitians. No, we're gonna skip this. Skilled cyber warrior looking to make a difference. And strong believer in let's just keep this. Skip this. Skip this. No. Skip. But you currently work here and save. Great. Jan. And what did we put as this here? Nothing we can list. Yes. And we're gonna say, organized. Next. We're just gonna skip this portion right here because ask some questions. Sure. And we're going to save this. Skip. No. Skip. 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 No. Right. So, we're now going to join a few groups. We're going to go to discover. Right. Oops. Okay. How do we find groups? Okay, let's go to discover groups. Is there a way to search? Sure, we're gonna look for women in let's see, what can we join? We're going to see cyber. Let's see what we have when we type in cybersecurity. Who else can we? Okay, we found someone. We found a few. Let's see who we can connect with. Let's try. It's not who I'm looking for, but let me see. What's her name? Who do we want to try and connect with? Miko's good. Who else do we have on our list here? Okay, who else do we have here? Miko is always good, but who else do we have here? Okay, let's try a couple. Let's see what we've got here. When we look for information security. Good. Let's look at what groups we have here. We're going to join the InfoSec community, information security network. Okay, why did this not pick up? Alright, why did that not work? Okay, so you sent these invitations to these groups. We're gonna send invites to a few more. Okay, join. Why not? See what else we've got. Okay. So what else do we have here to make this more believable? We're going to look for find alumni. We're following this. We're going to see what else we can find here. So we need to try and connect with a few more people. And we're probably going to stop here just because it'll take a while for our profile to get into those groups we need. And we will continue off from there. But we're going to try for a few more things first. We're also going to look for sands. We're also going to follow some of these. Miko. Let's see if Miko's around. And Miko is not open to everyone, but these other gentlemen are. So we're going to try some of this. And we're going to try and send invitations to a few people here. See if we can send invites. We cannot do that for... That's unfortunate. Okay, who else can we send invite to? HD Moore, maybe. Let's try HD Moore, see if he'll... HD Moore does not either. 500 plus connections. Who else can we try connecting with? Let's find a few more people who are open networkers, or at least connect with us. Maybe Brian's open. Let's see if Brian's gonna take people. So we're gonna follow. Who else do we have here who we can attempt connecting with? And we're gonna look for open networkers. I'm gonna ask to join here. And look, there are a bunch of cybersecurity people here, so we're gonna try and see if we can connect with these people. And we're gonna look for a couple more, and then we're gonna sign off and continue on with this. We're going to look for good. We found at least one person we can connect with, some sort of recruitment consultant. Gonna connect there. See who else we can get here. I'm going to look at a couple more. A lot of these are not exactly open to us right now. but we will see what we can get. And we're just going to check on a couple more, and then we will call it a day. Here we go. Here's another person who's similar. We may or we may not get this, but let's take a look. Go back to our profile. We're going to go to edit profile. Let's see if this will let us change it. It may or may not. Go back here, Raytheon, and we're gonna head back one here. See if this will let us save it. Wait, let us go back. So we did find something on Raytheon supporting research at Canadian universities. Let's see if we can find that. So this provides us something a bit more believable. We'll look for Memorial University and change that's where we're from. So that's fine. And we're going to change this instead. Now let's just go back here for a second. Who else do they have? Dalhousie. Dalhousie's a bit bigger. Let's go with them. Here we go. Dalhousie. And we're going to save this. And we need to change this, our internship, because that no longer looks accurate. We're going to make this 2005 to 2005. Going to save this. I'm going to change this thing here. 2007. I'll actually change this even more at this point. I don't want to have to look a little bit older than this. So I'll make this 2007. 2007. And we've made a bit of a profile. Let's take a look and see what we look like. Now, we have sent in a few invites. Let's take a look and see what comes of them. It'll help once the groups we've tried to join actually come through. So I think we should stop for now, and we will continue on once our profile has a few nibbles, so to speak. And that is pretty much the time we have for now. Let me end this here. So as I said, thank you. This is where we're going to end off for now, and we will continue on in a little bit. And we will later go back and check our profile to see that it's got a few nibbles. Thank you.